Hey guys, just so you know, there's a bit of a storm out at the moment, so if you hear any thunder while I am talking, I am so sorry about that, but anyway. So, of course, got another negative comments earlier today. And I'm not, feeling bad or anything, I'm feeling fine. It's just another one of those negative comments that I tend to get, you know. I'm not going to take this too seriously or anything, but I did want to talk about it a bit. I'm not giving this guy an audience, I'm not stating his name or anything. But so earlier today, 7 hours ago, as it states here, alright, I'll click it here. Now, this guy on my video, and it's on my idolaters and or technosexual stories video. And this guy just simply states, I know it's 2020 and all, but what the actual fuck? And so my first thought of this reply is just simply, okay, this is just another negative commenter who probably didn't watch my video again. Yeah, and I'll read out here what I said back to him. I basically stated back to him what I actually stated in the video that he didn't even watch, which was, these toys are becoming more and more popular, as well as some other changes, it seems. It's less effed up than it actually sounds. By the way, I don't think everyone is going to have one of these dolls, but they are becoming more advanced and more realistic. If things continue as they are, relations with things that aren't human or living, in this case, will become more commonplace. I don't make the rules, and I hope that answers your question. Of course, like I stated, I'm not necessarily offended by his comments. However, this is part of the reason, of course, like I've stated before, why I have my channel is to help educate people like this, who are still isolated and kind of, how should I put it, just isolated basically from reality. They're kind of isolated in their own little environments. They still kind of live like they're in the 90s or the early 2000s, you know. And so sometimes when these people see these things in a video or they see them in general, they sometimes will just kind of assume that the world is going to shit because, change. Well, it's kind of like one person actually stated to me one time, and this guy was actually 50 years old, by the way. He stated to me that back in the day, you could do all this shit and criticize these people for all this shit, but nowadays, let's say the lesbian, gay community, especially, actually has a voice nowadays. And also that nowadays, it's kind of, just whatever goes nowadays. You could be with a man and have a relationship nowadays and sometimes not get criticized by it anymore. You could be with a woman, man. You could be with both. Probably some of the ones that are still criticized, of course, is, relations with children and animals. And maybe some others, maybe, but other than that, plus, I actually thought it was kind of funny. One time I actually looked up that it's illegal to have sex with a porcupine in Florida. Of course, you would think, why would there be even a law like this in Florida? But, it's there. Man, just imagine. And just imagine what it would be like if the last thing that you saw was a huge, like, horse dick behind you before you died. you know? Just imagine if that's the last thing that you saw. Oh my god. But, people like that, of course, in my opinion, are actually just kind of sick when it comes to it. But, maybe that's just my opinion. But just one more thing that I would have to state to this person, just for if they're even watching this video, is that next time before you lay down a comment on one of my videos, can you like actually watch it next time? Because I was just talking about this stuff. I wasn't just that, and I think with the doll in the video, I think that he was just thinking like, "Oh, this is just another one of those crazy doll fuckers." And it's like, well, I mean, I might be a bit of a doll fucker, but I'm not crazy. You know, I don't think that this doll is my life or anything. Just like I've stated before, I really am not like that. I just take some interest in this kind of stuff. It's all. And when it comes to stuff like this, I just get curious sometimes, actually. You know, just like how I actually also heard, somebody having relations actually with a hologram. He has, and this is another person in Japan. Just like I looked into once, the person that apparently had relations with their Game Boy. Well, then I looked into it, and it's actually a character on their DS actually. Although the headline was kind of funny, I will admit. And also, I looked into another Japanese person. Again, I guess Japan is just effed up like that. About this Japanese person that, in particular, who had relations with a cockroach, apparently, and that's a new one, at least that I heard about. Also, the guy that had relations with their pillow, the lady that married the Eiffel Tower, or what was it? Whatever. She married to some building, that's for damn sure. But, yeah, And, of course, like I stated to him, this kind of stuff is happening more often. I mean, definitely more often than it used to be. I mean, it's still kind of rare, obviously. Not everybody is trying to marry the Eiffel Tower. But, it is becoming more and more often. More people are getting more love dolls, and that is a fact. More people are getting love dolls. And, change is happening. We don't live again in the 90s or last decade anymore. Things are slowly but surely changing like they normally do. And I just think it's so funny how many of these people, they come onto my videos and they don't even watch it, and they just lay down a negative comment, you know, out of some assumption that I'm just some crazy guy with a doll or something, you know? But I don't know, it's just funny. I mean, at least it looks like he probably didn't watch it. I know at least the last person that I actually reported, I'm pretty sure he didn't even watch the video. I mean, come on. I'm pretty sure he didn't. But man, it's just crazy how things are changing, And as far as how and what I believe in, whether it's good or not, I mean, when it comes to something like that, I don't think it's really good or bad. I don't think it really has anything to do with good or bad, really. Not that, good or bad really exists anyway, you know, in my opinion. For what I've seen, I mean, but if good or bad even did exist, like, this really doesn't have anything to do with that, with good or bad. You know, Even if somebody was trying to have relations, like actual relations, marriage, blah, blah, the whole works, I don't really see that as something as bad. I mean, if anything, if somebody is pushed to a point where they're having relations with an object of any sorts, what that tells me is that there is a bit of an issue with our society, not the person. Because what kind of person gets pushed to that point where they feel that they can't, find somebody to be with, and then they get to that thought process of, well, I just can't keep on doing this, and then so I'm gonna start doing this. You know what I mean? So if anything, it's not a problem with the person or the individual. It's a problem with our society, or at least with what they've experienced. Because I guess I wouldn't say it's always, a problem with our society. I I do sometimes think that there are special occasions where people just sometimes experience experience. Come on, yeah, got something in my mouth there. They experience things that are just effed up, and they never get over it. You know, they get pushed too far. But you guys can lay down your comments and questions, etc., in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.